This is the Landlord Advocates, where we help landlords become better landlords. I'm your host, Matthew Lyman. Welcome. Landlords, as we know, the presidential election for the United States is right around the corner. And we here want to present to you information that will help you decide which candidate you think is better for you as a landlord. Let us begin with Joseph Biden. Former Vice President Joseph Biden wants to have rent forgiveness across the board. That means the rent that is owed to you as a landlord goes bye-bye. You will never see it. The tenants will not owe you any rent during the coronavirus pandemic. His vice presidential candidate, Kamala Harris, wants no evictions for a year, and the tenants have 18 months to pay the back rent to you. So does this mean that they have a year of no evictions and not have to pay you rent? And then the 18 months on top of that? Does that mean that they had those 12 months plus those 18 months to pay you? Does it mean at the 18th month, the last day, the tenant has to cough up all that back rent to you? And if they don't, then they face their day in court? If that is the case, you're looking at up to 3 years of no rent coming in and your inability to evict the tenant for not paying the rent for up to 3 years. That is the position of the Biden-Harris team. Now, if we look at the team of President Donald Trump and Vice President Michael Pence, we see a different perspective. Now, Vice President Michael Pence has been silent on the issue of landlord issues. Therefore, we presume that he is in support of the initiatives of President Trump. Now, as we know, back in March, HUD, Housing and Urban Development, issued a 120-day moratorium on evictions, meaning that nothing can be done if you had a Fannie Mae or a Freddie Mac mortgage, or it was a Section 8 tenant. Nothing can be done until July 25th, the day after July 25th. Also, on September 4th, the Centers for Disease Control put forth an agency order that had the tenants have to fill out and sign a declaration that they meet certain variables that will prevent them from being evicted. We admit that CDC order is not favorable to landlords. But nowhere does it say tenants cannot be evicted. It just means that they have to meet certain variables. The issue that we have here in New York State and across America is that many eviction/housing courts are not open to even hearing any eviction cases at all. Therefore, when we look at the CDC order, the court's not hearing cases. It is not the fault of the federal government that your tenants remain in the apartments, the dwellings that you wish for them to move from. It is the fault of city, county, and state governments who have decided across the board there will be no evictions until January, February, March of 2021. When the tenants are not being brought into court to prove that they meet the variables of the Centers for Disease Control order, or that landlords can come to court and prove that the tenants do not meet the variables of the Centers for Disease Control Agency order of September 4th. Because the courts are not hearing cases at all, it removes the rights of landlords to have their cases heard in court. It basically states that the courts have decided, without evidence or without a hearing, that the tenants do in fact suffer financial ramifications under the COVID-19 crisis. That is wholly unfair to landlords across America. We implore, we demand, we ask, we beg, but we demand that the courts open up now so that landlords can present the evidence needed to prove that the tenants are not suffering a financial hardship or any other variable under the Centers for Disease Control order. So when we look at the positions of Biden and Harris and Trump and Pence, we here at the Landlord Advocates have decided that we believe that the team of President Donald Trump and Michael Pence are more in favor and more in support of the ideals and the initiatives and the desires of landlords, not the Biden-Harris team. You absolutely and obviously have a right to vote with whom you wish to be your next president of the United States. Whether it be Biden and Harris or Trump and Pence, that is your decision. But we here at the Landlord Advocates, through our research, since the coronavirus pandemic till right now, have decided, again, that President Donald Trump and Vice President Michael Pence is your best choice as they support landlords across America. Landlords, get out there and vote. Vote to help yourself and help other landlords across America. Subscribe to our channel. Leave comments below. Hit the like button. That lets YouTube know that you like what we're saying to you and you want to hear more of it. We appreciate bringing you this information, landlords. We appreciate assisting you to make better decisions as a landlord. Until our next visit, remain safe and take care.